I would like to make a statement to the legislature and say that there are men and women that had rocky pasts, that we did a lot of things that we don't enjoy talking about, that wish it would have never happened, but men change. My name is Dustin Mills. I'm from Brandon, Mississippi. My background is, like most that go down my road, I had a pretty good upbringing, family that loved me, that cared for me. I ended up in high school experimenting with marijuana and alcohol, and it turned into harder drugs. By the age of 18, I didn't end up going to college like my other friends. Continued the life in the streets. Caught my first felony that was adjudicated at 18, but it wasn't too far after that I was addicted to crack cocaine at this time, and ended up getting arrested for grand larceny and sent to the RID program in Greene County, SMCI. During this time, I had really no want to change my life, anything like that. And so when I got finished with the RID program, I continued doing drugs and living that life. Ended up with 2 more felonies on my record. But in 2015, I reached a point in my life, borderline suicidal, ready to just give it all up. My life was in shambles, completely given over to methamphetamine and heroin. It was just a life that I was in misery. I remember asking God for help, screaming in my driveway at 3 o'clock in the morning, asking Him, where is He? Why can't He help me? God answered that. And I ended up going to Rankin County Jail for another felony charge of business burglary. During that time, I ended up starting to read the Bible. Rankin County allowed ministers to come in, preach the gospel, and I was saved. Things started changing. I had a desire for the Word of God. I had a desire for His things. I had a desire not to go out and do the things that I have always done. Fast forward, 2017, I was able to get out of Rankin County Jail and allowed to come back and teach Celebrate Recovery. I was a fairly new believer. I had been a believer for about 2 years, but I really believe it helped me to stay sober and to stay on the path that God put me on. I was able to meet men while I was incarcerated that helped me for when I got out to point me in the right direction. And my life has been totally different since. I now am a project manager for a company that I've been working for 4 years. I am also an evangelist for our church, where we door knock. We have door knocking ministry, and I have a wonderful family of a wife with 3 children. We have it's just a beautiful thing that God has done in my life, and I'm thankful. When I was released, it was hard for me to get a job, especially for a 3-time convicted felon. I was blessed enough to have friends and family to try to help me do odd jobs and things like that, but I believe that was the biggest challenge that I had. During that time, I wasn't really concerned about voting or things like that. The right to vote means a lot to me. When I was in my youth, I didn't really think too much about it, but I think that every man should be allowed to vote his opinion, whether or not he's a criminal in his past. I don't really understand how that their opinions are taken away just because they committed a crime when they were young or anytime. I think that a man should have a right to vote even if he's a felon. And I just pray that y'all will go over the cases that are set before y'all and really think about these things. They benefit y'all just as much as it benefits us. And I come in contact with men and women every day that have been living in society, a productive member for years. I'm going on 8 years. I know some people that are going on 20 years, but they don't have their rights back. And it really doesn't make sense to me that something that we do one time, especially nonviolent, affects us for the rest of our lives. Whether it's jobs or voting or hunting with your gun rights, I think that some of those things need to be looked at and need to be changed.